All right, everybody. Good late afternoon. We've got the full injury report. We've got the practice report. I know I'm a little bit late with this, but better late than never. And there's plenty to say. There's plenty to say about the injury report this week. Mostly on the Seahawks side, unfortunately. A little bit going on with the Patriots, but let's take a look here. We got this from Mr. Condota on X. Gonna go ahead and zoom in over here a little bit so we can focus on the two things that we care about, which is the game status, that's the most important thing, and of course the practice report, which is often illuminating. So first of all, we got two players out. They are the players that I think everyone kind of expected to be out. Uchenna Nwosu not playing, we knew that. And Pharaoh Brown also out. So he could not make it back to practice today. So yeah, I guess there was a setback earlier this week. I know he wanted to play against his former team, but no go. So the good news is there's a really good chance Pharaoh Brown will be back next week because he was able to practice a little bit this week. So looking good on that front, I guess, but no Pharaoh Brown. And unfortunately, we also have a couple other guys who are probably out because in my experience in the NFL, doubtful means out. But if you want to be clinical, I guess you could say doubtful means like 25%. So it's not impossible, but I would not count on seeing Ken Walker or George Fant on Sunday. Ken Walker did not practice. George Fant did not practice. That means that Walker didn't practice at all this week. Same with Fant. It would be scary. I'll put it to you that way. It would be scary to put either guy in there knowing they didn't practice all week. Fant, maybe you can get away with it. He's a veteran. He's been around. But if they can't practice for a reason, they probably can't play for that same reason. So I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I think we got to get through this one with no Walker, and I think we got to get through this one with no Fant. So that by itself is not even that surprising at this point. What is surprising is a little situation we've got with the linebackers here. So Jerome Baker was limited again today, limited in practice with the hamstring injury. He's listed as questionable. I get the sense that he's going to play, but I was hoping things would get a little bit better by now, and they really haven't. But here's a little bit of a weird one to me. Tyrell Dodson, questionable with the shoulder injury, even though he was a full participant in practice today. Not too often you see a player be a full participant in practice and then not be able to play. So again, I'm going to say I expect Dodson to play, but it's a little bit interesting. And Mike McDonald basically didn't elaborate on anything meaningful today when he was pressed. He basically admitted that, look, I'm trying to not give away information right now, so there's not much I can tell you guys, sorry. So he's acknowledging the fact that he's trying to play things close to the chest here, but, I mean, you think about this game right now. You think about this Patriots game. It's pretty clear what needs to happen. The Seahawks are going to have to win with their defense because the offense is missing some important pieces. They're missing their top running back, a starting right tackle, and their best blocking tight end. So the offense is going to be tough. Got to win with your defense, which, okay, cool, you can definitely do that. That New England offensive line is paper mache, but if you miss both your starting linebackers and now you're dealing with what? Tyrese Knight in his first ever NFL action and Drake Thomas, that's not fun. That's not good. New England can run the ball. They ran the ball well against the Bengals. Yeah, this would be a sign for alarm. If either of these guys can't play, it's bad. If both can't play, it might be devastating. And this is exactly what I didn't need to see this early in the season because this is the position we can't really afford to lose anything on. And, I mean, they'll probably play if I had to guess, especially Dodson. But the fact that they're less than 100% is also not encouraging. So maybe we'll get a little bit of clarity tomorrow. But as of right now, the Seahawks have basically acknowledged that we're not giving away information we don't have to give away, which I support, but it leaves us in a frustrating position. Also limited today was Draymond Jones. He was limited all week, though, and he was not listed with any kind of game status. So whatever's going on with Draymond is clearly minor, and they clearly don't think it has any impact on his ability to play. So he's fine. Also fine and good to go, not listed with any kind of a game status, would be Tyler Lockett, Woolen, Trey Brown, Noah Fant, Tomlinson, and Bradford. So I'm not going to say they're 100%, and I wish they were 100%. I was hoping they'd get knocked off this list entirely by now, but they'll be playing. So not all bad, but I have concerns now. I wasn't surprised about Walker or Fant, and of course not Nwosu, and not really Pharaoh Brown at this point, but the linebacker thing threw me for a loop, and while I do think they're both going to play, it's not the greatest position to be in. All right, so flipping over to the New England side of things, we got this tweet from Mike Rice over there. So it's kind of in line with expectations. Sidney Sow is out, which I don't think he practiced once this week, so not surprising. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. That New England offensive line is so bad. Not having Sidney Sow is actually a really big deal. That's actually a big problem for them. So that means something. They also have questionable, a couple of guys here, or 4 guys. Kyle Duggar, maybe their best defensive player or very high up the list. Ankle. Jermichael Hasty with a knee. Layden Robinson, shoulder. And Dietrich Wise Jr. with a shoulder. Now, Rice does go on to specify that Hasty and Robinson both expect to play. So maybe there's a little bit of question regarding Duggar and Wise. But not too bad overall, right? I mean, Duggar would be a big loss because that is one of their best players on that side of the ball. But it's not too bad overall, right? Like, it could be a lot worse. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. That Patriots injury situation is mostly being negatively impacted by the guys on IR. The guys who have been out for a while and will be out for a while. And they have a lot of big losses there, so if we lose this game, they're not going to feel sorry for us, right? Because they have injury problems of their own. If we lose this game because we can't run the ball and our linebackers can't tackle because our top 2 linebackers aren't healthy, they have their own problems to deal with. So they're certainly not going to feel bad for us. So you still got to go out there and take care of business. But that is the New England side of the equation here. I still don't really, I'm still confused about what's going on with Andrews, the center. I don't know what's going on with him. ESPN said he's on IR for the whole year. He was listed on the injury report as being resting on Wednesday. So still a little confused what's going on there. Not sure who has the right information. But that's basically a rundown of what we got. So we have a pretty decent idea of what's going on Sunday at this point. Now you just got to go out there and win a game. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you've heard anything good or bad or indifferent about any of these players. Maybe Walker or Fant will play. That'd be nice if they could end up making it to this game, if they can play well. That's a big part of it. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think down below.